was a show that my wife liked called Malcolm in the Middle. It was about a wildly dysfunctional family. And at the ending credits, you know how they have the little tune. At the end of the tune, a voice would say, "Life is unfair." And believe me, I think that's funny because, yes, life is unfair. And I'm living proof. I'll own the things that I caused, but a lot of things come into my life that I didn't cause, I didn't ask for. You know, let's start with the big one, the first one. I don't know my natural family, but the orphanage turned me over to a family that was the worst thing to happen in my life. And my one regret was being given to that family. Dysfunction, junction, spiteful, petty, malicious people. I had to grow up there. Just life is unfair. I wish I had had a normal family. I'm sure there's some of you out there who are saying, "Yeah, I kind of got the abnormal family deal too. Life is unfair." But then you got to look at the other side of the unfairness quotient. What do you do about it? The Vikings and their predecessors, when they came up with their idea of the forward motion of time and experience, came up with an excellent example: weaving a loom. And in this loom, as a person's destiny and life were laid out, there was a cause to effect. And this is what we can all control: what we do and the results we get. And a lot of people who talk of things like karma, they got that, the cause to effect. But what the Norsemen had that was more important was the crossweave. The things that come into our lives that we don't cause and can make great changes sometimes. We didn't create them, they came. And if you look at your life, you'll see that some of the things that happen to you are a result of your actions, and some are a result of nothing that you had anything to do with. You just happened to be there when it happened. Either way, first rule of dealing with life is unfair is whether you earned it or not, no matter where it came from, it's in your lap, it's in your ballpark. You have to deal with it. Don't go around saying, "Why did this happen to me? Why did this?" Why will take care of itself. But looking for the why doesn't solve it. What you really want to know is, how do I deal with this thing? What do I do with it? And that's what gets things done. Because maybe it's not fair that it came into your life, but maybe what you do, certainly what you do, determines how long that effect is going to last, how difficult it's going to be, and how soon you can get on and do what you want to do, what you need to do for your life. You got to get up and move. You got to deal with it, like it or not. You didn't ask for it, but boom, there it is. You know, nobody asked for the flu. Nobody asks for the flu. They don't ask for that at all, but they get it. Life is unfair. Yeah, but what do? You got to lay down, take bed rest, the medicine and all that nonsense. Fair or not, you know, things come into life. So once you understand that life is unfair is not a sign of resignation to a horrible fate. It's a call to action. It's a call for you to deal with the situation as effectively as possible. Now, another thing, I'm not going to tell you that dealing with these problems is going to bring out wondrous results. Sometimes it doesn't. In some cases, a chronic physical ailment hits you, you never totally get rid of it, or you never totally get rid of the after effects. That happens. And not just to you, but to other people. They deal with it, you deal with it, and you may have to make changes in view of it. But certainly don't sit there and wallow in it and say, "Well, my life was sidetracked by a heart attack." Well, no shit, Sherlock, so was mine. You deal with it and you make the adjustments you need to make and you keep on living. Because the alternative is no good. I've said this time and again. Life can knock you flat on your ass. Not once, not twice, a lot of times. And the people who win, the people who succeed, aren't the people who avoid getting knocked on their ass. It's the people who pick themselves up after they get knocked on their ass. Now, you may get knocked down and hit really hard, and you may lay down and stay down for a few minutes, a little while, but you still eventually got to pick yourself up. I mentioned in another video someone I know who stayed down in the late 1970s and never tried to get up despite the encouragement of his many friends. And he's a park bum now. A park bum. He doesn't let anyone get through to him. He stayed down. You don't want to be a park bum, do you? You don't want to be a victim. You don't want to have to be reactive. You want to be an active component in your life. So when life knocks you down, you pick yourself up. And it doesn't matter where it came from or how unfair. You're the one who's dealing with the consequences, no one else. So you're the one, if you want to have a life, pick yourself up. Life is unfair. When that happens, it's a call to action. Again, not why it happened, but what do you do with it? And it's the people who do something with it who get results. You look at a lot of people who are successful, who have a nice life, and you say, oh, they had it easy the whole time. And very often they didn't. They paid their dues to get where they are. Because when life roared in and they got knocked ass over tea kettle, they got up again. They got up wiser, they got up stronger, they learned from it, and it made them more capable. Because the setbacks also reveal sometimes our shortcomings or things that we could do better. So when you hear life is unfair, don't sit there going, oh, woe is me. Sit there and see you can do something about it. It's an opportunity for you to act. There's an old saying based on a kind of weird interpretation of Chinese characters, the letters they write in, that says that crisis means danger and opportunity. The Chinese character for crisis is danger and opportunity. And certainly there are dangers in life. Life cannot be made 100% safe. But when the situation arises, there's also opportunity for those who seek it. So pick yourself up, dust yourself off. Life is unfair. But you don't have to stay in that unfairness. The ball is in your court. It's in your ballpark. Step up to the plate. Throws what it throws. You give it your best shot. And eventually, you're going to hit one out of the park. This is Uncle Thor. Wishing you good luck. Have a good one.